Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new on my channel, then welcome. Today's video is another request, and this time I'm doing a tutorial on this look which I was wearing in my 2017 favorites. It's a super easy look. It's basically the thing that I do on a normal day basis when I don't want to look too well put together, but I still want to look a bit put together, if that makes any sense at all. I think it looks like a really nice and fresh everyday kind of glam. You have the dramatic lashes, but really minimal eye makeup, and of course the nude lips. So I think it's perfect. Today's look, if I can even call it like that, is created with the Violet Voss and Laura Lee palette. I also used this palette in my previous video. This wasn't like planned or anything like that. It just happened that both of the requests happen to have the same palettes used in these looks. I just want you to prepare yourselves that this video may be a bit hectic and kind of all over the place at times. I hope it doesn't look that way while I'm editing it and when it finally comes together as a video, because filming it was a bit hectic since the camera kept overheating and shutting itself down all the time. So I just hope that we got something that is watchable in the end. That's my only hope. If you want to see how to get this really easy, like it's so easy, it's ridiculously easy makeup look, then just keep on watching. So before we start with anything, I want to ask you to ignore a couple of things. First of all, please ignore my hair. It is still wet because I haven't dried it, just because I was lazy. And secondly, please ignore the, well, you can see it. It's slightly yellow/green. Yeah, there's a bump on my forehead because I hit my head against a refrigerated door. Well, okay, to be honest, I hit the refrigerated door against my head. It's not too bad, it's going away. No permanent damage, I hope. And besides that, I have a lot of texture again, and my skin is really scarred from previous breakouts. So isn't it just perfect? By the way, it feels so good to just be able to ramble on and just talk to you guys, because I've been doing so many tutorials with a voiceover just because they save a lot of time. You know, I don't get a chance to talk as much as I normally do, and so the videos haven't been that long. But now I felt that I needed to just sit down and have a chat with you while I was getting ready and doing this tutorial that was requested. I have moisturized my skin and underneath my eyes as well, but I think it's because of the cold weather. My skin is so dry and so dehydrated. It's something horrific. So I'm going to spray the Max Fix Plus spray on my face as the first thing. Okay, I might have gone a bit overboard, but it just feels so nice. So now that my face is completely drenched, I'm going to do some eyeshadow priming. Again, of course, I'm using NARS's Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I just love this concealer because it's so hydrating whilst covering up everything that I needed to cover up. Okay, and now I'm again going to set it down with the regular, if I could open this. Okay, seriously now. With my regular Bourjois Healthy Balance Unifying Powder. This is in the shade Vanilla 2. As you can see, I have hit Major Pan. It's such a nice and silky and yellow colored powder, which I really like. Now that the eyelids are primed and set down, I'm going to, of course, take the Catrice Camouflage Cream Concealer in the Wake Up Effect. This really does brighten up underneath the eyes immensely. I'm going to skip primer because I didn't use any primer in my 2017 favorites video either. We're moving straight on to eyes. The eye look is actually so basic that it's not really even an eye look. It's just one eyeshadow dusted on the lid, and that's pretty much it. Just using one shade from the palette. It's called Bridges, and it is such a generic eyeshadow that you could, I'm sure you could find it in different kinds of palettes as well, or maybe even in single shadows if you have Makeup Geek or Anastasia shadows. I know that a lot of people have them. I'm sure that you could find something similar if you don't have this specific palette. I'm taking this Dirty 227 by Zoeva, and yeah, I'm sorry, I know it's not the most appealing, but I was using this brush for for the same eyeshadow. And I haven't really washed my brushes, which I should do. In all honesty, I should really wash my brushes, but I mean, who has the time, right? Who has the time to wash brushes? Anyway, I'm taking some on the brush, and as always, I am starting to carve out the kind of V shape at the outer V of my eye. And I'm using circular motions and also just going back and forth with the brush, making sure that I am depositing the most amount of pigment in this area where I want it to be the most prominent. And once I have most of the product put down, I am also dragging the brush lightly in the crease, trying to blend the edges toward the brow. This is something that I always do when I don't want to look too overdone or too put together. I just want to have some kind of definition on the eyes, and this is basically it. I'm just building up the color and making sure that the deepest part of the eye look is closer to the lash line, and then lightly blending upwards. And that's it. That is seriously it. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the eye look pretty much done. I'm going to do some finishing touches like a brow bone highlight and inner corner highlight at the end when I've already done the rest of my face. But right now I'm going to curl my lashes, put some mascara on. You guys already know I'm going to use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And I'm also going to apply some falsies. And in that video I was wearing the doll lashes in the style Jasmine. I'm also going to tightline. And for that, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Waterproof Cream color in the shade Jet. So nothing has changed. Everything is the same. I'm quickly going to do all that off camera, and then I'm going to jump back here and we can move on to doing something to this face. Voila! So now I'm going to leave the eyes as they are. First things first, foundation, of course. This video is going to be full of the products that I love, so there won't be any new products for you. For foundation, of course, the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage foundations in the shades number 10 and number 30, which are light beige and sand beige, and I'm of course going to mix those two together and beauty blend them on my face, taking the damp beauty blender and just go into town. By the way, I have been on like a major book craze lately. I've been reading so much in the last few months that it's insane. It isn't like my mission to go through books really quickly, but as of late, that's what's happened. So I've just been reading non-stop. If I finish a book, I pick up another, and it has been that way for the past 2 or 3 months maybe. So I am crazy about books right now. At the moment, I am reading the second book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. So that one is The Hollow City. The thing that drew me towards those books was someone's review of the book saying that it's like Harry Potter #2 or something like that. And when I read that, I was hooked immediately. I was so intrigued that I had to get the book and read it. And I do have to agree, if you are someone who loves Harry Potter as well, then you would probably like this book very much, because it has a similar kind of vibe to it. It's really difficult to explain, and it feels more grown-up as well. I mean, you could be a teenager as well and read it, but you could also be an adult and read it, so that's why I like it. So because I'm crazy about reading books, if any of you guys has any good suggestions about like good fiction books to read, feel free to let me know as well, because I always love finding new suggestions, recommendations, anything that people have really enjoyed reading. I love looking into that, so if it's not too much hassle, then please leave your suggestions down below. So now that the face is nicely covered and the little green/yellow looking patch on my forehead is gone as well, I think it's time for concealer. Again, I know it's no surprise, but I was wearing the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral, so that is what I'm using today as well. Oh god, that's too much. Oop. I'm trying to scoop this. Okay. And there we go. I love how easily the sharp tape, Jesus Christ. I love how easily the Tarte Shape Tape blends out. It's just a dream. It's a dream to blend, and it covers so well. It baffles me every single time. Anyway, it's time to let the concealer set down underneath my eyes a bit. Meanwhile, I'm going to do my brows, as is the norm in my little routine. I decided to do my brows on camera this time because I rarely do that. I thought it'd be a change. Has anyone been to see any good movies lately? If you guys have watched anything good as of late. Even it doesn't even have to be like a new release. It can be an old movie as well. Just something that you recommend. Let me know. I went to the cinema quite recently. I think it was a few weeks ago. And I went to see the latest Star Wars, and oh my goodness, it sucked so badly. I have not been disappointed by a film in a very long time. I mean, not disappointed in it like this, like to that extent. It was really bad. I don't know. Can't get over Home Alone. Even though Christmas is over, I don't know. I love watching it during the holidays, even after Christmas and after New Year's. It just brings this nice and warm, fuzzy feeling inside because it's such a cute film. And it reminds me of my childhood. But only the first two. Only Home Alone 1 and the Lost in New York. Everything besides that point is just rubbish. I'm sorry, but I can't watch them because it's not the real thing. And it's blasphemy, that's what it is. I think this is as good as it gets. So I'm going to brush some Brow Artist Plumper by L'Oreal through the tail end of my brows, as I always do. To comb them through one last time and just give them more fullness. Is that a word? I don't know. Like so. And then I'm going to use some Catrice Lash / Brow Designer, this gel, through the front part of my brows. And that'll be done. It's time to set down the concealer. And for that, I'm taking the RCMA No Color Powder. Hopefully I won't take that much product this time. In my last tutorial, I went a bit overboard with the powder. Also, it's always good to just get rid of those creases underneath the eyes so that when you set everything in place, it will stay nice and creaseless. Before we go on with anything else, I want to spritz my face with some Fix Plus one more time because I can feel that my face is really dry today for some reason. So my camera just overheated and it shut down, but hopefully all the footage is still there. I want to finish up underneath the eyes, and for that I'm going back in the shade Bridges. This is just a dual-ended brush from an Urban Decay palette. I'm not even being too specific with the placement or anything. I'm just running it underneath the lower lash line. I'm first going to take the shade Basic from the palette and I'm going to put that underneath my brows, and then taking the shade Sugar, I'm going to put that in the inner corners of my eyes. And this is again a random pencil brush, which I use all the time for putting down the highlighting shades. Line the waterline with the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Say Highlight. And this makes the eyes look nice and wide and awake, so yeah. And last but not the least, I'm using the MAC False Lashes Extreme Black Mascara, and I'm going to put that on the bottom lashes. Crap, I messed up. Oh. I'm going to clean this mess up and I'll be right back. And now I'm moving on to highlighting my face, and for that I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. Let me try and dial down the lighting a bit. Hang on. I'm sorry about the light change and all that, but this is so much better because I think the lighting just got way too intense and it was overheating the camera because the lighting is right above the camera. Anyway, I'm going to highlight my face now, and I'm using the Zoeva 105 Luxe Highlight Brush. This is actually a clean brush, completely unused. Zoeva 128 Cream Cheek. I'm just taking this randomly because I put most of my brushes, well, I put them aside because I am going to wash them. I just need to get in the right mindset and actually wash them. I did the first step, so I put them aside and I will wash them soon. So now I have to use this because the other brush that I normally use to do this, which is the e.l.f. small tapered brush, it's too dirty now. Bronzer, of course, nothing new here either. Very lightly contouring the cheeks first and then blending upwards into the hairline, doing circular motions and bronzing up the face as well. Going up the temples and on the other side as well, making sure I avoid the hump on my forehead. Okay, my camera overheated yet again, so I'm going to try and move this along a bit quicker. Near the jawline and down the neck, on the sides of my nose as well, very lightly. And now, as the last thing, of course, running over everything with the Givenchy Healthy Glow Powder in the shade number 2. Running that all over the outer perimeters of my face. I'm just going to put on some liquid lipstick, and of course it is the Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Sao Paulo, which I was wearing in my video as well. And last but not the least, these two. So I'm first going to spray some more Fix Plus on the face just to set all of the powderiness down, and then I'm going to go over it with the Milani Make It Last setting spray to make sure everything stays in place. So that's it. That's the look done. Really easy, as I said, and it really doesn't take any time at all if you just do it in a straight row and you don't talk constantly while you're doing that like I was doing in the video. I really hope that you like the video, and thank you again so much for the request. I hope that you like it. Did I say that already? I think I might have said that already. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have any more requests then feel free to leave them down in the description, no, down in the comment section. I will definitely read them through. If I am able to do them then I will. That's all from me, so thank you again so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!